Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kink Noir podcast. And we are on episode 3. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about my crush.
What? A crush?
Well, former crush.
Former crush? What happened? Well, I
Yeah.
guess you'll go into it.
Oh, how the world turns within a few days. No, it was okay. So, like, I came across this person in like the same circle that another project that I'm working on. I'm not gonna get into too much detail about,
Okay.
but we like kind of like you know mm, connected,
hmm
right? And I found the person to be extremely funny, and like we just like clicked and laughed on all cylinders, right?
hmm
So I was like, when I don't even know how the crush happened because I was just sitting there like, do I like this person? Or like, do I just want to get laid? Or do I really like this person? Like, it was like I was just going over the thoughts in my head.
Sometimes you can't tell.
Yeah,
It takes a while.
exactly. I'm like, is this a form of frenzy? Like, do I really like this person? And so before I said anything to anybody, I was just trying to, feel my way through it as in so I
hmm
can really figure out like, hey, do I really, really like this person, right?
Uh-huh.
And so finally I just jumped up and decided to tell my homegirl because she knows who the person is too. And
Okay.
she's like, yeah. And she's like, really, with the creep eyes, right? So, and so I was telling her the same thing. I'm like, but I don't know if I really like them. And then, or if it's, I just want to get laid. I don't know. And I mean, like, I don't know if I want to pursue because like we're in the same circle now. And, this might interfere with what I'm doing. And I'm not trying to have
hmm
that and XYZ. And I was like, I don't even know much about this person. And so the best wing woman on earth or whatever. I don't know his age. He could be like, I was like, he could be like 21, 23. Like, I don't know nothing else. He could be ashy. Like, all this stuff I just do not know. So, her being the best friend ever, she starts asking questions,
hmm
and not really, because the first important question for me was age. Like, I need to know because I'm not gonna waste my time. Like, if you're below a certain age, just don't come to me at all. I just can't. And so, he didn't want to answer it openly. So I'm like, okay, I get that, or whatever. And so I'm like, well, he gave an age range, and I'm like, it was very broad, and I'm like, ugh.
What do you say?
It was like a
The ages
10-year
of like
difference.
20 and 50? Like,
It was like a 10-year time span, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, that doesn't answer the question at all. So, in the meantime, in between time, like me and him still like, kind of like hang out in our project area or whatever,
hmm
doing what we do or whatnot.
is
And
he
so,
is he local?
huh?
Is he local?
No,
Okay.
because my luck, anybody that I'm interested in, anybody just so happens to not be in the same area that I am located. That's just my luck. But whatever.
hmm
So and my crush is getting stronger, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know. And then like I'm listening to like him talk to other people within the same circle, and I'm starting to, well, he's not ashy, so I can go ahead and just mark that because of how he responded about XYZ issues. So he's not ashy. Okay, cool.
That's important. Like,
Yeah, it's very, very important. And like, I'm not trying to get involved with a misogynistic asshole. I'm just not about that life. That's just something I
yeah,
can't,
yeah,
look
and
over.
yeah, actually, women exist too. So I
Well, yeah,
feel,
exactly.
I feel the same way. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, the crush is getting stronger, and so there was a time period where it died down. It wasn't like the whole googly eye moment.
hmm
It wasn't like that. It was just like, okay, it's dying down. Maybe I didn't like him as much as I thought. I'm glad I didn't go any further, right?
Right.
So we ended up chatting, having fun again, and the feelings just came all back again. I'm just like, oh gosh. And now we're like flirting. Like now we're like openly flirting or whatever. And my friend is like with the creep eyes, like we've been
That's a fun
Like,
stage to be in.
yeah, it's a very fun state. Like, I'm shooting shots or whatever, he's shooting shots, my friend's shooting shots, trying to make sure we both, like, get these points. And like, I'm happy. Like, I haven't had a crush like this in years. A
Hmm.
lot. Almost we can almost say almost a decade now, to where I had a crush that was like this, and I was
Wow.
this excited. Like, I've had like a crush, but nothing that was like
Yeah,
on this level.
that's like the complete opposite of me because I think I'm in love with everybody.
So, so finally, because most of the time that we've talked, it's been in like group, um, set, like not a big group, but like smaller group settings, you
Hmm.
know. So finally, we got some one-on-one time to talk, and that's when I finally got the age marker checked off. I was like, yes, he meets age requirement, yes. And then we had other conversations that was just fun and lighthearted and
Hmm.
whatnot. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm really digging this cat. This cat seems like cool people. And so, my friend is all happy. I'm happy, and so today happens.
What happened today? Like that?
So I was listening to this person talk or whatever, and they talk about something being weird. Like, I don't remember what the conversation was or whatever,
Hmm.
but then he made the response like, "Oh, she's probably the type of person that's into that weird sex where you have to slap her up and call her bitch." And I was like,
He was so close. Like,
and I kid you not, like a mirror in the background just crumbled behind me, and then like the flute intro to My Heart Will Go On started to play. Like, I kid you not. Like, I was
we've
just,
all we've all been there. Like,
yeah, I'm like, no, why? Because throughout this whole crush phase, I was like, well, when do I bring this up? Like, should I bring it up?
yeah,
Like, how to, like, I don't know, because I mean, will I be able to look over that? Like, because I'm at a point right now to where, like, I was open to poly relationships when I was younger, but now I'm more so, I just kind of want to be monogamous. That's just,
right.
I don't know if because I'm getting old and ornery, and I'm just, I'm starting to become,
So old and ornery.
yeah, and I'm just, starting to become stuck in my ways or whatnot.
Hmm.
But that's just how I am. So whoever, like, I want them to be as close to the complete package as possible.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Like the older I get, like the less I'm willing to like negotiate on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The less I'm willing to give
exactly.
up. I'm like, no, if you don't meet these things, I'll just find somebody else.
Yeah,
Like I don't want to waste my time like trying to change for people, and I don't want to have to like try and change anybody. So like,
yeah. You
it
feel
is what
me?
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. And so I'm just like, and I told my homegirl, and she was just like, "Fuck." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, man. I know."
It could have been doable if he didn't say like it was weird. Like
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
like if he had been open to the possibility, or even just didn't think it was crazy, you
yeah.
can work with it. Like,
And then I don't know. I mean, it could be one of them things where the person was just, I don't know. You know how some people like just front or whatever, or just
yeah,
talk out their ass just to be talking.
that that used to be me.
Yeah,
When
right.
I would tell people what I was, or people would say what they were interested in, and I'd be like, "Wow, that's crazy. I don't know why anyone would like that."
Yeah, and
Meanwhile,
not
I'm like, I'm at home like looking it up, but
exactly. And they, don't know what they're talking about.
yeah,
So I mean, I'm sitting here, and it's like as if coming down off a high. Like, I feel like I need
yeah,
aftercare. Like, how do you like somebody to like
yeah,
just,
because like your thoughts go crazy. Like when you have a crush, like for me, when I have a crush on somebody, like I'll fall in love with them,
mm-hmm.
and then in my head I'm like I'm planning our future together,
Yes, with
and I'm going, we're gonna
kids and
have like 5 kids,
babies.
and we'll have a
Yeah.
nice house and a car, then we'll build a dungeon in the basement, and my mind just goes crazy. And so like when I find out someone isn't into it, I just like, oh man, I get really depressed.
Yeah, it.
and then mad at myself because like I'm like, why did you let yourself go there?
Right, but it's so fun and exciting. It's like when you
It's
play the
great.
lottery. Like you know your chances of winning the lottery are damn near slim to none, non-existent. You know that. But then
Yeah,
but the excitement of just thinking about, oh man, if I win this money, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do
yeah,
that, and you get all excited, and you try not to get
yeah.
excited. Now, you try really, really hard because you
It's not
know
possible.
it's not possible. You know what I'm saying? You know your chances are extremely slim. You try so hard not to get excited. But then
Yeah,
the thoughts creep in your head, and you're like, "Yeah, I do this," and you're walking around, and then the numbers are revealed, and you're like, "Ain't this some bitch?" Like, they ain't like I can't right now. So
I'm sorry.
yeah, I know, but I don't. It's in part of me. It's like I don't want to give up. Tear rolling down my eyes. Like I don't want to
It,
give up.
well, like you said, like maybe he was frightened. Like maybe
Yeah, and
like
it's
you know
and
what they say.
yeah, and it's been a like I can only think of one other person. That's my really, really close homeboy who I laugh and just like have. I'm just able to just fully be my complete goofy self, and then
Yeah,
they appreciate that and they feed off that too.
yeah. It's hard to find people you can relate to,
Yeah,
or even people that you can be comfortable with in
exactly.
all areas, not just in the DS or BDSM place, but in other areas too.
Mhm.
People in general just are not cool.
Yeah.
so 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 it's hard. It's hard to find people you even. For me, it's hard to find people I even want to open up to. So if I come across someone that I can even be a little myself with, I'm just in love with them.
Yeah.
Let's move together and make babies and and everything else. So I understand how it is.
Yeah. So I don't want to just completely like fall off the face of the earth with the person.
Yeah. Well, there's
So
still hope.
yeah,
There's
yeah, it's something, but it's like, damn,
Do you
because
think?
there's because it is a possibility to where we talk and then we start to get closer, and I know that I'm gonna bring it up more sooner than later. Now I know, because at first I was like, well,
Mhm.
maybe I'll wait, but now I know I need to bring it up a lot sooner. Like, as in, if I want to continue on, I need to bring it up tomorrow.
Yeah, you
So,
don't want well, you don't want to waste any time. Like
exactly,
you don't want to waste your time or their time. So just
exactly. And if they think I'm
I bring it
weird,
up pretty quickly.
yeah,
Yeah.
if they think I'm weird, then they just think I'm weird at this point.
Right.
I don't want to waste my time, because it could be a chance, and I might be like, okay, you know what, I don't know much about this, but I'm interested.
That's
And
how it was with my girlfriend.
mhm,
I had little to no knowledge of BDSM before we met, and then when we did meet, I was still apprehensive. I was like, I'm never doing that. That's weird. I just flat out refused. And she was like, No, I believe you have these qualities, and you'll like it if you just try it. And so she was patient. Luckily, she was patient with me.
mhm,
And eventually, I said, All right, I'll give it a shot. And then 11 years later, here I am.
yeah. And oh, go ahead. What you were saying?
No, it's okay. Go ahead. I'm
Oh, but that's how I kind of feel about this person too. Cause, oh gosh, I hate it. Okay, the way certain people talk perks up my ears.
Me too.
Okay, so it's not me. Okay, I'm not alone.
Yeah, even like me, sometimes I think it's my mind like being crazy,
Mhm,
but sometimes even the way people walk, or the way people hold their hands when they walk,
mhm,
or the way people sit on the, on the train,
mhm.
I'm like maybe she is. Maybe my mind just goes crazy. So I get that.
Yeah, and the a couple of ways that he's responded to me, it's like, huh? I'm like,
Yeah.
my dom senses are tingling. Like, I'm like, and I've had that happen with one other person, but I wasn't interested in that person, but I was listening, and I was like,
Yeah.
huh? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that, but nice to know. You know.
Yeah, sometimes you meet people outside the community,
Mhm.
and you have to you have to meet someone who just has the traits or qualities of a dom or sub that you would want, and you have to slowly introduce them into the life
Mm-hmm.
to bring them into it. Sometimes like diving head in is a bit too much,
A
and
lot
it
too
can
much.
scare people.
Yeah.
But like I can't, if I meet someone who I'm not sure is into it, I can't just be like, I want to tie you up and then slap you.
Right.
It doesn't quite work that way. So you have to like slowly introduce it into people's heads and slowly bring them along,
Be-
which is annoying if you want everything now.
Very. And the thing about it is that like with my personal relationships, they weren't classified as, DS relationships, but they had those elements. They
Me too.
wasn't described as a sadist, a masochist relationship, but it had those elements in it. So it's
Yeah.
like bringing it up slow, like, okay, are you into this right here? Something really basic, like, I don't know, choking, or like something still really.
What you know what works like the easiest for me is
What?
spanking,
Yes,
because it's not so taboo anymore.
that's true.
And so like I know that if someone likes being spanked, I can slowly introduce other things.
Mm,
Hopefully,
right.
you can slowly introduce other things. And then if they're not into it, at least they don't think that that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because lots of people like that. Like it's not taboo. Who's never heard of it? So
um
it works on a few different levels.
yeah, so I guess it'll how we'll have to see how that goes, but I mean, right
Are
for
you
right now, I feel like the moral of the story is that crushes are trash, and if you have a crush, throw it out the window, shoot it in the air with a bazooka, burn it with fire. Like that's how I feel right now. Don't just be bothered. Don't even just be bothered. Don't be bothered with the crush. Just walk away. Save yourself the pain and heartache and walk away. Don't
Yeah,
do.
sometimes
Only you
some
can prevent forest fires. Like that's how I feel right now.
sometimes it's okay to just let crushes be crushes,
Yeah.
just from afar.
Hmm.
And it's good to just dream about it and fantasize about it, and then
Yeah.
move on with your life if you can. But it's hard. Like it's hard, especially if you live in a small place, or you live in a place where the community isn't active. It's hard because you'll start thinking everybody
Hmm.
everybody could be that. I'm like, the lady is the cashier at the grocery store, like the bus driver, like everybody. It's crazy.
Yeah. So,
Well, are you still gonna pursue things with this person?
um,
Maybe.
I mean, I'm at a point right now where I'm just flinging myself off the bed, like stomping my feet, like just wall sliding all over the place. And so
You're mid tantrum, so that's
yeah, yeah, I'm like mid tantrum. So I don't know, maybe. And then like me and the person was like, you know, doing our thing or whatnot,
Mhm.
which is part of what we do on the side. And I just wasn't into it. Like normally, I'm all happy, telling jokes, laughing. This time around, I'm just sitting here. Like you, I mean, you could just if my friend was
Giving
there,
one word
she would have
answers.
known. She would have known. She was like, "You're not into." I'm like, "No, I'm not really into this because I'm just too hurt right now."
Yeah, I can understand that. You
Yeah.
just get like giving them one word answers
Right.
and the silent
If
treatment.
yeah, if even that, I just and like part of me wants to just say like, why are you this way? Why are you this way? Like why? We had it all in my head. We had it all. It was everything like in my head.
Yeah,
It
you're
was
already
perfect.
married.
Yeah. We got kids. We have the kids' names and we're going on trips. Like, why are you this way?
But you
I
have to remember this person doesn't necessarily know.
know.
I think you should tell him.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a yellow kind of guy. Go for it. Like shoot your shot. Leave all the cards on the table.
Hmm. You just never know.
Never know.
Mm.
And you know what? You said he has a lot of the traits and things that you desire in a dom. You said he has a lot of those traits.
Yeah.
So,
And is extremely funny. Like I never thought like, you know, growing when I was like younger, um, like I would always it would be like my my homeboy who was like my close friend, and there would be somebody that I'm deeply interested in. And it seemed like me and my homeboy had like straight chemistry. Like we would hang out, laugh, we would like separate from time to time and come back, and it's like nothing. Like we don't miss a
Hmm.
beat. We're all like people thought when they saw us together, they thought we were gonna end up together.
Hmm.
But I just was not. I don't know why. I just wasn't attracted to him that way. I just wasn't. You know?
Can't help that. Yeah, you can't help that
Yeah,
sometimes.
and I actually tried because I'm like, I see what y'all are seeing. Like,
Hmm.
I'm there, like, in the moments where we're all laughing at all times of the, night and just like clicking. Like, we read each other's minds. Like, something that happened, we'll look at each other and we'll just start falling out. It was just, I see that, but it's just not there. And I used to feel so bad about it because I'm like, damn, because that would be perfect. So it would be like my
Yeah.
homeboy, but and it would be like somebody that I am interested in, that I am attracted to, but we don't click on that same level. So it's like if I could get like the best of both worlds, if I can get that into one person, that would be freaking amazing. But it seems like it's not possible.
I think it is possible. It's just hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, and we're all impatient. Like
Mhm.
want everything now, and no one wants to have to like work for it.
Yeah.
Like I just want it. Like I, I just want it. I don't want to have to feel through people. And because like honestly, dating is one of the worst and most miserable experiences
Yeah.
ever. Like there are so many things I'd rather do than date. And I'm really terrible at it. I give bad first impressions.
Mhm.
And so dating just doesn't work for me. Like I think if I didn't have my girlfriend now, I'd just be single forever. Like I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy or the time or the patience to date and feel through people.
It's really hard for me to warm up to people, and it's really really hard for me to have small talk. I suck at small talk. Like I'm sitting here like, what the heck do we talk about? I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I and I don't want to bring up silly little conversation like, oh well, the weather is XYZ, or
Yeah, I hate that.
I want to have meaningful conversations, or else I don't want to talk at all.
Yeah. How the hell did we meet? Like
I
since we both hate small talk and we both
Twitter.
don't like people at all. So
The power of Twitter, because we were able to just sit there and like shoot off our random thoughts. And I don't even know how I ended up following you on Twitter, to be
I have
honest.
no clue. I have zero. I can't
I
remember.
seriously have no clue how
What
I
like
ended up
4
following you.
years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, but I
Yeah,
have no idea like how it started or anything. I remember
none.
tweeting you, and then we started talking outside Twitter, and then that was it. But I have no idea how it started. So
That is wild.
yeah, but you know what? You're really nice to me. Like you seem really sweet and really nice, and I think anyone who knows you or anyone who is around you would see that too.
Hmm. Yeah, people
So
tend to say that, even though I
yeah,
can be a bitch from
and
time to
listen
time.
to you like what? Never. No, but listen, like you have a nice voice, and I've seen people on Twitter haven't seen you, but I have, and you're
Yeah.
beautiful.
Ah, thank
So
you.
yeah, so anybody would be lucky to have you. Like even like around them, people would just be very
Yeah.
lucky. So I like it's hard for me to believe that if you didn't make a move on this person, they would not be receptive.
I
But
I
maybe I'm biased, like
I know, and
because we're
I'm
friends and
just, I just don't, I'm hurt. Like I'm really sitting here because like my friend is coming down here to visit, and he over, so I was chatting about it, and he was like, oh well, I'll come down with you, and I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna come down here and see me, like
you planned like an entire vacation without him. Like
entire. I mean, I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna. Okay, we can go do this. We can go do that. And my friend's gonna be. Oh, it's just gonna be so amazing. He's gonna. Cause see, like my on my other account, like I have a picture, but it's like not my best
Mhm.
picture. and I don't really care because I'm not trying to date anybody via Twitter.
Right.
So, I'm like, he's gonna act. So he saw that picture, and I'm like, he's actually gonna see me, and I know I look better than my picture. I mean, not to be conceited or anything. It's just I
There's
don't take
not
good pictures. That's
there
just
is
a fact.
nothing wrong with thinking that you're sexy.
Yeah, I'm
So,
just not photogenic. Like I look in the mirror, I have the camera set up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. And then flash, and somewhere in between, this is good and flash. Shrek shows up. So I just don't.
that's a bunch of crap. Like
I don't know.
I've seen pictures of you. You're gorgeous. Like it's all in your head. You are legitimately pretty.
Y'all don't listen because I've seen my photos. Like I've taken enough selfies to know how I look, and I know that my first impression in person is completely different than if you were to see a profile picture of me on Twitter. Not saying that I'm a bad bitch or anything like that. I just know my limits. That's it.
We'll agree to disagree,
Okay.
which is a weird thing to agree to disagree about.
I
But
know, right?
I'm like, you're beautiful. You're like, well, no, I'm not. But that's okay. I think I'm okay. Like I think I do all right.
Mhm.
Like I look in the mirror, I think I'm like, yeah, you're a handsome bastard. But
Yeah.
like other times, I'm like, I don't know.
It's
I'm
like,
bigger. Like I'm bigger in person than I am in pictures.
mm-hmm,
Like I think that can be surprising to people.
mm-hmm.
I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1" and 230 pounds. So I'm a big person, and I think people
It's
are a
not
little like,
big.
holy shit! Like it feels big. I feel massive,
Mm-hmm,
but, but I know it's not necessarily true.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
I,
you're
I just know my lane. Let's put it like that. I
okay.
know my lane.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I still think you should say something.
Oh
You should put more feelers out there
God.
because I know you, and I don't know how anyone could not be interested.
Mhm.
So,
The
and
thing
if he's
about
not,
putting
then
out
go for it.
feelers is that okay, we go forward, and then it turns out, and let's say he does make a solid effort because he reads up on it. He's like, you know what, I might be interested in this. What if
Yeah,
we go balls to the walls and he's just not complete? He's not interested at all, or he's into it, but it's the opposite of what I need or what I'm looking for. Like it's like the
What
complete
yeah. What if
opposite.
he's submissive? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know how I would handle that. Like you saw how I reacted when I was topping that freaking pixelated game character. You saw how I reacted.
Yeah, you
So
needed aftercare.
right.
You needed the aftercare.
So to have that responsibility placed on somebody that I developed a relationship with and have grown to care more about, it's gonna be like, well, what the hell? It's gonna,
Yeah.
what do I do? I mean, is this like breakup worthy? Do we just not go for it? Do we open up the relationship? Like, what do we do?
Some people you have to decide like if what they do offer is worth what they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I'm not sure I would ever be in a vanilla relationship, but if I met someone who's really amazing and fulfilling in other areas, I think there are some interests that I could overlook. maybe,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm an optimist, but I'd like to think that if it came down to it, I'd be okay. I
Yeah.
doubt it, but like when I really think about it, I'm like, no, I couldn't. Like, I'd be so miserable forever, and then I would start to resent the person, and that's not good for anybody.
Right. And then like me, I'm thinking about it and it's like, okay, and I'm doing this whole adventure with Kink Noir, like I wouldn't have anything to talk about. I wouldn't. It would just be like, yeah, so yeah, I'm into this stuff and but the person I'm with isn't, and yeah, here we are. So I mean
Yeah,
I'm not going to any events. I'm not like doing anything
like
spectacular.
my
I'm just, you need to get a new
yeah.
host. New co-host.
Well, my girlfriend went years like without that part of her life being fulfilled because she was waiting for me to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I think spanking was the first thing that I really latched onto because, like I said before, it isn't taboo. And I said, well, I can do that. And I had done it before. And I thought, well, this is easy. I can do that. Then she wanted me to choke her, and I thought, never. Like, I'll never, I'll never do that. And then I got there, and I thought, well, this is fucking great. this is this is the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. But then she started trying to introduce like rougher play.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted me to hit her. She wanted me to slap her in the face, and I just flat out refused. The other things, I said no, but it was like an open-ended no. I thought no, but maybe we'll try it sometime.
Like
But
soft nose.
yeah, there was soft nose. But with the slapping, I just flat out refused. And that's a big part of it for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lucky enough that she waited for me to 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 catch up. Like I remember the first time I did it, like it was exhilarating. And it had been a long time since she had been slapped, 2 years, I guess. But I slapped her and she came immediately. And I thought, like, why didn't I do this 3 years ago? But it was great. Sometimes you just have to give people time.
Yeah.
But if he has the other traits, like I would say put more feelers out there and go for it.
Okay. I'll take
How
that.
would how would you tell him, like,
I
if
don't know.
what would the conversation be like?
I don't. How do you bring that up to somebody? Like you're not at the point of talking about sex at all. You don't want to talk about sex like from the rip because everything is so freaking brand new. So it's
Yeah.
like, how do you go from hey, how's the weather to well, there's this thing called consensual not consent, and like there's no way to jump from
Yeah.
that. That's the
It's a
easiest
hard
thing.
conversation to have. Yeah. It's a hard conversation to have, and it's one that most people will never have to have because they're not part of the lifestyle. Like unless you live it, you can never understand what it's like to have to explain it to people.
Mm-hmm.
And people never ever fully understand unless they're into it.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking
Like my
about
vanilla family, they just
don't get it.
they don't. Some of them like they'll accept it,
Mm-hmm.
but there's always like I have my best friend back in Kansas City. I told him about it, and now every time I meet him, every time I go back to Kansas City, he tells me about how abusing women is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like I know it's wrong to abuse women, but that's not what I'm doing. He just doesn't understand how I can do those things, it not be abuse, and then also she like it.
Mm.
And honestly, I'm just tired of explaining it.
Explaining. Yeah, you don't have
So
to
I'm at the
explain
point where I'm just
anymore.
like, yeah, whatever. I know, I'll get help. Because I'm tired. There's nothing I can say that will convince him otherwise.
Mm. I'm thinking maybe because we were talking about like having, I guess, like watching a movie together.
Hmm.
Um, like some of it over via the internet. I don't know how the hell technology works. I don't know what y'all young kids do nowadays. I mean, back in my day, you had to actually go out to the movie theater or go over to somebody's place to watch a movie. And I guess I could pick a movie that has that's centered around that, and then
Yeah.
bring it up
Or you can
that
bring it up
way.
casually. You could be like when you're talking about movies, you could be like, "Oh, 50 Shades of Grey. Have you ever seen that?" Even though that's like a really terrible
Mm-hmm.
idea or a really terrible example of what the lifestyle is. Everyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
So you could just like you could say, "Oh, 50 Shades. I meant to see that, but I never did. Have you seen it?" And depending on what his response is, you could go from there.
All right, I do that. That'll
But
work.
you can't like say like the secretary because that's a bit. I don't know. That's a bit much for someone who's not in the know.
Because I was
You
thinking about the
sound
secretary. I even go like, because I'm like, hey, throw him in the fire and let's get this conversation started. Like, come on, like, I'm ready. Like, I have this big plan for us. Like, hop on board. Like,
yeah, get with the plan, get on with it.
yeah.
He would be lucky to have you. So
Oh,
you
thank
should
you.
you should put it out there.
All right, I'll do that.
What do you have to lose? Like you
My
already feel like you
pride.
lost. Well, you already feel like you lost something. So
Well, yes.
why not?
Wow. What
Go
kind of
for it.
encouragement? You already lost this much, so you might as well just
No,
go
I
for
said you
complete
already
destruction.
feel like you lost it. I think you should. Like he sounds like a decent guy.
Okay.
And if it's our mutual friend that also thinks it's good, then I trust her opinion too.
Mm-hmm.
So go for it.
All right, folks. So there it is. YOLO. I'm gonna have a YOLO moment, and I don't know when I'm gonna do this, but y'all will see just as much right along with me.
Have you ever explained it to a partner, a potential partner, and they just were not okay with it?
No, because when I finally got comfortable with it, I was already in a relationship. And so
Right.
yeah, and so when I talked to that person, they were really we were been together for so long at that time. They were, open to it, and
Hmm.
we already had like rough elements, so it wasn't like completely mind blowing. Like it's not like he was like clutching his pearls or anything. So so no, I haven't had that experience yet.
Yeah, most of the people that I come across, like I do online dating, like me and my girlfriend's
Mhm.
relationship is open, openish. We're still trying to define that, but it's open, and so we have online dating profiles,
Mhm.
and I have it in my profile, like what I'm into, just so there's no misconceptions. I don't have to do too much explaining, and then I know if the person responds to me or messages me, then I know that they're into it. It just saves a lot of time and a lot of confusion. So I thought, because I'm always surprised at how many people don't read profiles, and so I find myself still having to have this conversation with someone every few days. Most people either say, "Oh, I'm not into that, but good luck." But have been a few who have just been like vehemently against it,
Mm.
and like, how could you do that? That sounds so weird. I like, but you read it on my profile. Like you have the Googles. You can just open another tab and like
Right.
Google this stuff to see what it is. And if it creeps you out, you can just not respond or you can just not message me. But it's very strange. People in general are very strange. I've
Very,
noticed.
very strange.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. And I'm kind of tired of having the conversation.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to do it anymore.
I
So
just
I
kind of
think
like,
that's why I put it out in the beginning. Like you're with it or not,
yeah,
and I can go
exactly.
from there.
And that's why I was like hoping that I would find somebody within the lifestyle so I don't have to worry about bringing it up or introducing or, all that
Yeah,
in between.
and that is much harder than people would think it is.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Even finding people within the lifestyle is really hard
Yeah.
because people lie and people people deceive and people are generally assholes sometimes.
So,
And it's challenging because sometimes like you meet people. For me, like someone's morals and ethics are very important.
mhm.
And so if I meet them and they don't meet certain criteria, I'm just not into it no matter how they look or what they bring to the table. I'm just turned off. Like
Yeah.
if I meet someone and they're like, this Donald Trump is really is really, saying some real shit. I'm like, oh, it's over. Like I don't care how they look or what they bring, which money they have. It's just done. Like I don't want to talk to that person ever again. So you're always taking like a big chance
Right.
when you put it out there because they could have almost every trait that you want and then not have that one thing. And then you feel like you wasted your time. But even despite all that, I still think you should do it.
All right. Well,
I'm an eternal optimist.
yeah. I'll give it a try because I mean, like you said, what do I have to lose? Like it could either go
Yeah, you
terribly.
have nothing to gain but like the possibility of a really something really great happening.
True.
Like the worst that could happen is that you end up what you have now, which is still a lot. Like you're a great person, an amazing person.
Which is nothing.
No, not, oh, that's crazy. You're an amazing, amazing, amazing person.
No, I'm
And
saying
so
like
at
nothing as in like I'm just single again. Or I'm gonna
maybe,
continue to be single.
yeah, but that's what it is now. So like, is it really? What do you have to lose by trying to not be single?
Nothing.
See, gotta go for it. And I'm saying it to someone who's like extremely shy in person. So, But I know you're not shy in person, so yeah, go for it.
All right, I'll go for it.
Yeah. And
So,
most of the people I've met that are into it have approached me first. So I find that easier when you're into this
well, yeah,
because
a lot easier because you
yeah,
can
it's
like fill them
hard.
out, and they come to
Yeah.
you, and they're talking, and like that they're interested in the other way around. It's like you don't know anything, and you're just throwing stuff at a wall and hoping it sticks.
Yeah, and as a man, like it's hard to approach a woman and say I'd like to tie you up
What?
and maybe at one point in time hit you. So it's hard. So I usually wait for the other person to express interest in that before I make any moves
Mm.
because it can be scary. Or it could be scary for someone who doesn't know. I imagine it's easier for submissive women because I think society says women should be submissive,
Mm.
and so I would imagine there's less risk involved. I'm not sure. I'm not a woman, so I can't
Well,
be sure. How do you
what?
feel about
Okay, okay, because it's like this. No,
that?
for real. Because it's
Yeah.
like this. A lot of people want to have. No, no, I don't want to say want to have, but think they should have a submissive partner, or a partner who identifies as a sub, or who does XYZ,
Mhm.
whatever. But they're not willing to put the work in on their part.
Yeah.
So it's like you end up being doing all this work on the side, but then it's kind of like you're also topping them too at this. It's weird to even try to explain it because it's like they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Like they're not fulfilling their end on the bargain, and sometimes you have to tell them to do X, Y, Z to get stuff done. And it's like
Mhm.
that's not how this works. That's not how any of this is supposed to work.
Yeah, I tell like I get a lot of people over the years have a lot of men have asked me like, how do you get a woman like that? Like, how do you get women who want to do everything for you? And I try to tell them how to go about finding someone who's into that, finding a partner who's willing to submit. But I'm like, well, first you have to have your shit together, and not just like financially and monetarily or career wise. Like you have to have your shit together emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that most men who come to me with questions are not willing to do the work
Yeah.
emotionally and spiritually to get a woman like that. Like okay, you want a woman who's going to submit and do what you say and trust you, but then how are you going to gain her trust? And how are you going to create a space that's safe enough where she can let her guard down and actually submit? And then they have no answers. They think they should have that just because they have a dick. they're like they're like, but I'm a man and that's what I want. I'm like, well, so what? What do you bring to the table? Like,
And
why should she
sometimes
why
all
should
they
she submit? Yeah,
oh,
it's a basic question. Like, why should they submit to you? And if you don't have an answer that's something other than, well, I'm the man in the relationship, then you are in for an extremely rude awakening when when it comes down to it.
because sometimes all they're bringing to the table is a coke and a smile, and what the hell am I supposed to do with that? Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's being a dom is a much harder job than it looks. Like you have to really be prepared to. There's a considerable amount of sacrifice that goes into it that a lot of people don't know about or don't discuss. Like for me, my partner's emotional well-being and safety and comfort are the most important things. And so a lot of the time I find myself in positions where I'm giving up my comfort or giving up uh, things that I want to make sure that our space is still safe enough for her to submit. And I think like sometimes when she sees that, I'm willing to be uncomfortable so she can be comfortable, it makes her feel more safe. And it makes her know that no matter what happens, I got her back. And no matter what happens, I'm willing to take stuff from her so that she could be okay. And if you're not willing to do that, then you just have to go on with your business because it's not going to work.
This
You
life
know,
is not for you.
and it's hard. It's hard. Like, and then you also have to think about, do I want to have to control or be in charge of every decision someone else makes? Because like when shit doesn't work out, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Like, you can't turn to your partner and say, why didn't you do this? Because they'll turn to you and be like, because you didn't say to do it. You're like, oh, well, it's my fault then. So unless you're willing to also take the responsibility for all the decisions that are made and the path you two take, then you're not ready to take on that lifestyle. And it's strange that more people don't talk about that. I guess like we've talked about before, like doms are supposed to have everything together and supposed to be emotionally tight all the time. So we don't talk about things like this. We don't talk about our emotions and how we feel, or even how hard it is sometimes to being responsible for every decision that happens in a relationship. But you are, and it can be tough. And so like I just said, if you're not willing to do that, then you really have no place and no business trying to have someone under your care. This show ended up in a completely different place
It did. It really did. Now I'm
than
saying
we
like
intended.
didn't even intend for it. So I am going to go ahead and lob the question out to everyone to answer. And again, you can answer in the comment section on YouTube, or you can answer in the comment section on the on our website. How do you get over a crush? And I'm not talking about a relationship, like somebody you've been in a relationship in, but like a crush to where you was just like all googly eyed and just feeling all the feels, and then it just fizzled out and burned to ashes. How?
You make it sound so terrible.
Because it is. It is. How do you deal with that and all the feelings involved of the, dealing with how you hyped yourself up and all that? How do you deal? So go ahead and answer that for me. Um, and that concludes this episode. I guess I can give out the
Yeah, it was great.
information. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that'd be
Um,
cool.
you can find us on Twitter at Kink Noir, on our website kink-noir.com. You can find me at Shay Noir. That's SHEA underscore Noir, NOIR. You can find Brian at Professor B Love.
Yes, again, tweeting constantly. So through everything. So if you have questions or comments, please reach out.
And again, if you want to submit a article or something or content to us to be viewed on the website, you can send us an email or if you have any questions, you can send us an email at kinknoirpod@gmail.com.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys again in a couple weeks.
All right, bye.